I'm sure I've made that exact joke before.
They got the tail end of that. We're making an iCarly joke because I do our little like countdowns, do our little countdowns on the way.
I know.
You know, it'll be so wonderful. Dun, dun, dun. It's off to a great start. Hey everybody, we're here to talk about Blade. We watched a movie.
We did? When did that happen?
This feels like the most this feels like the most just a movie we've seen and probably will see for these, right? Like it's not like a comic book movie. It kind of just feels like a movie.
Yeah, because like honestly, you could just tell. You could easily tell me like, oh yeah, no, this is just its own independent thing. Someone just said, oh, I want to make an action flick where a cool guy kills a bunch of vampires. I'm like, you know what? I'd believe that.
If it weren't for the Deadpool cameo, I would actually say this was probably not worth it to add to the list. But
it's scratched by barely.
Yeah, it scraped in, and I'm kind of glad it did because it was. I have a feeling this one's gonna be short, which is why, Luck, I'm glad that you ended up coming on time. We were worried that you wouldn't be here on time for a second there, so it's gonna end up being short. Because I think compared to some others, especially compared to the two that we just came off of, we don't have that much to talk about. I don't think.
Maybe we do. Not particularly. I feel like I had a lot to say on Captain America. Heck, even if we stuck with only theatrical for whoever knows why, I feel like I probably would have had more to say on that than Blade.
So that's actually notable.
If anything, you all have more to say of the fact that I don't like vampires for this movie.
Oh yeah, we judged you heavily for that.
You judged me so harshly.
We'll continue to judge you that you're not a vampire gal.
There was an inherent eroticism into being bitten on the neck. I stand by this.
Oh my god, there is.
It's not my thing, guys. I don't like vampires.
It doesn't have to be your thing. You just need to recognize it is a thing.
Inherently
no, it is a thing, of course.
I'm asexual, and I'm like, this is just inherently just like the mystique to it. It's just okay.
I think the blood drinking ruins it. Just nah.
That's part of the charm.
It's the spice for the broth.
My gosh.
It's a plus.
Freaking sentence.
It's a plus. Oh my god. Okay, before we get too into the weeds of that, so a funny thing, this is actually the first movie that we've seen for this that had a proper theatrical release. If
proper Hollywood.
Yeah, if I wasn't so dead set on just showing you guys the other two, this is actually probably where we would have started. But I did want you guys to see those ones because I wanted to see those ones, and I'm glad we did. So this one had like an actual like budget to it. You can see it when you watch the film. It certainly had like, it wasn't just made off of pennies. It was a big production with big names. Wesley Snipes stars as he has an actual name in the comics. I don't know that name, but they just call him Blade here exclusively. And he's even credited as Blade.
I feel like they might have brought up his name once. If it comes up on my notes, it comes up.
I told you his name, I think. I don't remember if I just watched the movie a second time, but I'll admit that like I don't know that I
introduced him as Blade.
Well. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know that I processed the film well enough to like know that, even having seen it twice. This film has like the paperest, thinnest possible plot you could imagine.
A whole lot of grit.
Like the plot is really just kind of an excuse for, I mean,
transitions into action scenes.
That's like true for every superhero movie is the thing. Like every superhero movie is to some extent just like a plot of which you hang on what everyone's actually here for, the action scenes. But like this especially has very little plot, or what plot there is, all the stuff about like the bad guys wanting to resurrect a blood god mostly like doesn't matter. And Blade himself has like almost no character whatsoever. Like it's just Wesley Snipes just making the same exact expression throughout the entire film. And
he has a severe lack of lines too.
Male stoic.
Yeah. He's very much like that kind of action hero. He has like no lines. He said Grixby.
Like no lines at all.
And I was actually I was because I thought Luck was going to be late. I ended up having some of this conversation with him earlier about
Yeah.
because I really like action movies.
Oop.
I like genre movies. I I like know what kind of movie this is trying to be, right? It's trying to be like essentially like a John Wick before John Wick, but like sprinkle in some like Matrix aesthetics, right?
Mm.
Yeah, especially with the black leathers.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the sunglasses, like
Oh, yeah,
I
it's very-
completely got Matrix
Yeah.
vibes from
I-
that.
I think a quite fitting thing you had said was how this took a lot of inspirations from things, but it is half as smart as them.
It's not a very smart movie. No. Right, like I was telling you how John Wick, the reason why John Wick is such a fun, good series, why it's so amazing, is that while Keanu Reeves himself is really just not doing any more than Wesley Snipes is here, just kind of doing stunts real well and just being stone-faced, the cast around him is just so perfectly casted, and they're just doing the absolute most with all their performances, that the world still feels like it's filled with all these like colorful, interesting characters, still feels alive, you know. It makes him more interesting by association. Where here, like, all the actors kind of bad. Or you have like discount Kurt Russell in there. You have whoever's playing the lead. I can look up her name right this second. None of them were memorable. The person who's playing like the person who's playing oh my god, the
Frost?
villain. Yeah.
Frost?
Deacon
Yeah.
Frost. He's all right, I guess, but he's really nothing fantastic.
No.
His personality annoyed the crap out of me. I'm just gonna
He's
say
a
that right
fuckboy. He's
now.
a fuckboy.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the
Maybe the
I want to
point.
say artistic intent, but that might be a bit stretching that term.
He's very much a fuckboy.
Yeah. In fact, not even the other vampires like him.
Mm-hmm. Now, all that being said, I don't want the people watching to get the impression that I thought that this movie was bad, because it's really not. It's a very good movie, honestly, and that's mostly having to do with the direction, you know, a lot of the coordination of the stunts, the fact that a lot of the action scenes, which, you know, designed to be cool, just are genuinely really cool a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
It is
All
a-
roads lead
yeah.
back to Bayverse.
It is a well put together movie that looks really good. You can see the money that they put into this for sure, even if the effects are sometimes like kind of bad.
And the blood.
Yeah.
Oh, the
blood.
CGI blood. Oh, the CGI blood. Oh my god.
Well, in the sometimes the CG, like sometimes the effects were good, but then other times it was complete 180.
Because sometimes,
like,
sometimes they did use like actual practical effects, and it just looked like really decent. But then you could always tell like that early CG. It has a sheen to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
pixely.
Ooh, I think some of the most notable examples of just CG use in general is vampires in this movie. They just turn to ash, so you see a lot of CG effects with that coming up.
See a lot. Also, I watched it. So I showed you guys I'll be transparent, a rip of it that I found on archive.org. I originally, when I made this list, I looked up all the movies on Disney Plus, and this one was taken off of Disney Plus in between the month or two it took us to get here. Not even a whole month. Just damn. What are you gonna do? Found a less than legal rip, but then also I came across a DVD case of it. Someone was like selling the whole like box set for only $8. Picked it up, popped it in. Definitely got a better quality off of that DVD than the rip we saw, as you'd expect. And yeah, the effects look worse. Looks worse.
They look worse?
It looks worse in HD.
Oh no.
Yeah, not even HD. It was like, you know, it's like DVD quality. So what you're topping out at like 480 a lot of the times. It was worse. It was worse.
Damn.
Just like even shinier, even more blatant of just like basic ass like CG simulations.
Yeah.
I see.
Of course, you're the 3D artist. You'd know what I'm referring to. It's just some of those like
Yes, I
really
do.
basic physics
Yeah.
simulations that just look like screensavers.
But there's a nostalgia for it. But yeah, I know what
is.
you're talking about.
Yeah. I think the one that people clip all the time is the scene of near the end where he's fighting. I have no problem just jumping around the plot of this movie. It doesn't have a plot.
Does it plot?
near the end when they're having the big fight with Frost.
It's tied together with little strings. But
Yeah,
yes, there's a plot.
Here, I'll describe the plot just as in a real quick way, just for those watching. Okay, so Blade kills
Or
vampires.
harming.
He loves killing vampires. He wakes up every day. He says, "I want to kill more vampires." He goes to kill a bunch of vampires at a underground club and either fucks up or leaves one alive for like entertainment. I'm not sure. Anyway, he burns one alive.
A case of him being cocky.
He burns one alive, and then it goes to a morgue, and a scientist lady ends up getting bit by this vampire, and he takes her back to his lair where he's like been so you find out he was like a young like vampire. He was like a half vampire. He was taken in by this vampire hunter by the name of Whistler, who's played by discount Kurt Russell, and he wants to kill the vampire that like killed his mother. That's his main goal. Brings in Lady. She's like probably going to turn soon, but is also looking up for a cure because she's like a blood scientist, hematologist.
Sickle cell research and all that, I think, was her thing.
Yeah. And
Women in STEM.
She's anyway. All that's going on. Main plot in the background is this like evil vampire Deacon Frost is like pissed off at the like upper echelon pure blood vampires, the ones who were not turned but were just born like that. He's pissed off at them, and he wants to resurrect and essentially reincarnate himself as this blood god by the name of La Magra, and he needs the blood of Blade to be able to do that. And then he gets it, and a fight happens, and then the credits roll. And that's the movie. That's essentially the movie. There's like other little things in there, right? Like a little plot about like
Whistler.
Yeah, Whistler, Blade's mother, certain things that I'm not even sure if I want to spoil, honestly, for this, but are interesting. But yeah.
The mother part was at least kind of interesting, I'd say.
Yeah. A funny thing about this movie is that I think it's almost impossible actually to go into this without knowing that Blade is half vampire. Though I think the movie is actually relying a bit on the fact that you don't know that, right? They're expecting this to be your introduction.
Yeah, because to be fair, it wasn't like that far in, was it? Because there's only like what, 2 action scenes in where they started to say it.
Yeah. She figures it out in the train sequence, which is
literally just straight up asks him if he is one of them.
Yeah. Because basically, more or less, the scene was just like, oh, damn, we got jumped by a bunch of vampires. Holy fuck, you're alive, dude? How are you doing so? Oh, you're a vampire.
Most initial intrigue with him, because again, he's a very underwritten character for the most part. The initial intrigue is just trying to figure out what his deal is, why he's so motivated to be such a badass action hero with sunglasses.
And why he's kind of tweaking in the train.
For freaking vampires.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a mystery surrounding them, and if you're not that familiar with vampire mythos, if you're even a little familiar, you're like, okay, so half vampire or something, got it. I've seen Castlevania, I know what this is.
Depression. Oh wait, yes, it's half vampire.
It's like half vampires are always the most fucking busted ass power curve, like. Alucard's build is busted. You know it. It's busted.
I honestly don't know why half vampires seem stronger than vampires, you know?
No, I get your point.
Human soul allows them to fight.
Look at the indomitable human spirit.
Yeah.
We're playing Undertale logic here now?
Yeah.
Monster and soul together makes like a super creature.
Yeah,
I was gonna say determination, but that works too.
Actually, I was gonna say creature born from love, but I think Blade was explicitly not born from love.
Based off that backstory, it was.
He was born of pain and regret.
Oh, fun thing. So, for your homework for this movie, I made you guys watch the amazing I made you watch the like Spider-Man animated episode.
Yeah.
The 90s series. I made you watch the Blade episode of that. That one's not the most accurate depiction of how Blade works, at least partially because they do the whole plasma thing because it's a kids show, so you can't have them drinking blood. So they suck plasma from like weird little like hand suckers. It's real weird. It's kind of grosser,
to be
honestly.
specific, it wasn't vampires in general. It was specifically Morbius. Morbius.
Morbius.
We're gonna make $4 billion.
Morbius.
It's gonna haunt us this entire way. Morbius.
It'll keep on coming back.
Yeah, it's going to.
Every so often, we're gonna be reminded of Morbius.
Even before I got into Marvel, I knew about the Morbius memes.
All roads lead to Morbius.
All roads lead to Morbius.
All roads lead to fucking Jared Leto for some reason. God damn, I hate that motherfucker.
Wasn't like Jared Leto actually considered for a role in some other hero movie, but then was denied?
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah, he's like horrible to work with from what I understand. He's just like an absolute nightmare to work with, and also just straight up a cult leader, maybe.
Why a cult leader?
On from Jared Leto.
Mostly because a lot of his music festivals, people have raised some questions. People have raised some questions. I don't think literal cult leader, but like some of those
eyebrows deserve to be raised.
People are concerned. People are raising concerns. And he definitely
Listen,
is a
we're not
weird
saying
guy.
he's similar to Onision, but he might be.
Definitely a weird guy. Anyway, I made you watch that episode. In which they took away all of Blade's melanin. And
we nerfed him.
I have things to say actually about like about this movie as a black film specifically. I'll get there. And that one's a bit closer to like how the comics work a little from what I understand, but maybe not super close. But in that the implication is pretty directly some very non-con vibes from the whole thing, from like a Blade's mother and his vampire father. Very non-con vibes with that. Where in the movie they kind of circumvent it, kind of don't. They do a weird middle ground, which I think is funny, where instead of actually having him just straight up be a Dhampir, he is instead like, so his mother was the first scene you see is a pregnant black woman going into early labor because she's been bitten by a vampire, and you find out that that's basically what made Blade. He's not a literal Dham, but that he just like that he had the venom in his bloodstream like at just the wrong time, right time as a babe.
Yeah. Oh, and the mother is totally dead.
Oh, yeah, definitely dead. Don't worry about it. I didn't want to spoil that.
That happens in the first minute of the movie. She's totally dead.
But when you say it like that, I think everyone can figure out that. I think everyone can figure out what you mean.
I plead the fifth.
What are you doing? Look what you're doing. You're ruining it.
I did not say anything more.
Okay. Funny thing though. Okay, so two things. One, I am in fact a very large fan of vampire media. Quixby, you are not. We're gonna give you a hard time for that. Starting now.
Castlevania. Have you not seen Castlevania?
I have.
Then how do you not get it?
I can still enjoy it, but it's not my thing. Even in fan fiction, I skip it.
So
sorry.
So for those viewers at home, Quixby has, from what I understand, a general aversion to like I don't know about general violence, but you don't like blood and guts and stuff in your
I don't.
In your media. And
I have not seen a single horror movie in my entire life. This is not a horror movie, but I've not seen a single one. God, and Five Nights at Freddy's doesn't count.
No, it really does not. It really super does not. I'd count Coraline before I'd count Five Nights at Freddy's.
I like Coraline.
Making a song about Coraline.
Coraline's a good gateway movie for kids. It's a good gateway movie. Good movie to like get them into horror as youngins. Get them used to it. Get them a little scared. Anyway. If you don't like, I get that you don't like horror movies as a preference. That's fine. I don't understand it, but I was gonna say I respect it, but but that's a stretch. Not finding vampires sexy though. Can we discuss that? Can we crack open that? Can we can we discuss?
I don't know what to discuss. I'm just like, like it's like chocolate versus vanilla ice cream. Like I just prefer one flavor or the other. I don't know. Just doesn't charge my batteries, I guess.
Okay. Interesting. Okay,
We're all friends here. That's why we can razz.
My recent obsession, or my obsession from like late last year was Interview with the Vampire. I'm so looking forward to the Vampire Lestat coming up soon. I'm like probably actually gonna sub to AMC just so I could watch it. I cannot miss that shit. Love vampire stuff. I love gothic media in general. Love horror. I'm a big fan, so vampire media I like. Blade is a little unusual for a vampire entry, I'm gonna say, for a few reasons. Like,
taking an assumption, is it because it seems to be more of an action movie than a vampire movie?
Yeah, it's kind of just like an action movie that just happens to have some vampire elements in there. It's doing the thing where it's kind of trying to like scientifically explain vampires and how anti-vampire measures work. Yeah. Like they're like all the like Catholic Church stuff, all the like goth elements, you know, the crosses, all that's been
don't forget the garlic spray.
Yeah, instead apparently instead they almost exclusively use garlic, which is so fucking funny.
Literally, there is a bit of like, here was some vampire repellent or like vampire mace, and like this is just concentrated garlic. Yeah, it's gonna work.
Cosmonaut Variety Hour used the joke of calling it Papa John's garlic sauce.
Fucking garlic sauce from Papa John's.
Yeah. But like it's so silly. It's definitely they do say that watching it back, they do mention silver nitrate. So they do mention that silver is deadly against vampires. And I get it that like, you know, garlic is easier to get than silver. So that's what you default towards. But it mostly just ends up being like deeply goofy, where I think they were trying to make it more serious.
I mean, the silver sword was at least cool.
Oh yeah, the sword's badass.
That was cool.
The sword's badass. The fact it has like a little trap on it that like that becomes
the vampire picks
relevant.
it up.
Yeah. If someone picks it up, they have to disarm it, or else it'll like take their hand off. It's interesting. Or else it'll disarm them.
Literally. Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
Puns.
I do feel bad that I don't really have a lot to say about this movie besides the fact, like, you know, it was kind of a bit of an action film. I don't want to use the term generic because honestly, I think it has its technical niche.
I think
it is a touch.
I think it's fair to call it generic just because
they really wanted to make like that G.I. Joe action figure, but make it Blade.
What?
You remember like all those action figures of like I forget what it's called. What was the freaking brand called? Hold on.
Were they just G.I. Joe? Okay. But I'm curious to see how you think those two link up. I want to see where you're going with this.
Just like action movie with the action scenes, then they want to make like toy sales off of it too.
I guess this is pretty deeply R-rated. This one's
R-rated?
Firmly,
yeah. It is. I mean,
my god, yeah.
All the blood.
There's a lot of blood. There's a lot of gore. They say fuck in it. There's
a sexy woman.
Yeah. The big scene at the end is when he says some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill. That's the big.
You know, maybe the internet's just shaved off that curve for me. Honestly,
it's pretty thoroughly R-rated. It's definitely meant for like an older teen
mature
crowd.
Audience.
Yeah. As you kind of have to be in order to do. I'm glad it is, because that you have to be for a vampire thing for sure, right? Like all PG vampire movies are like
toothless,
kind of dog shit.
Yeah, because they're vampires. The whole thing about them is the blood and guts and things. Makes sense.
We're not gonna.
Because it just kind of makes them toothless without like any impact.
Yeah, if you're not gonna if you can't do that, then you might as well go right back to animated Spider-Man where they're sucking plasma from suckers in their hands.
So dumb. That was so dumb.
Ugh. But
Oh, it was so funny.
But the whole like garlic thing really strikes
Yeah.
me as like, again, they were trying to do something cool. Excuse me. Trying to do something cool, but like make it realistic, make it grounded. But just ends up being even sillier because why the fuck is garlic the one garlic's usually the one thing you take out of the lore. That's the one thing you like take out of it.
Yeah, and typically people like silver because, like, oh yeah, you can make much more weapons based off of that.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, they still kept some silver stuff. I mean, keep in mind there was like a few shootout scenes.
There were, but like it's just it's very goofy. It's very goofy that that's the thing that they hold on to.
Yeah, I in a way I do kind of want to go back to the topic of it being generic. Guys, come on, you have vampires. Why'd you start giving people guns? That's so generic.
Here's the thing. Vampires and guns, I think, are kind of inherently a good combination. That's just me. I think that's an inherently good combination.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Helsing, are you kidding? I showed you Helsing.
Okay,
brother.
okay, you know what?
I showed you Helsing.
I did forget about Helsing. But like Helsing's so gothic already.
Helsing's thoroughly gothic. Helsing though is it's kind of funny. You kind of feel the like maybe not cross-pollination because I think these two came out pretty close to each other, the original manga anyway in Blade, but definitely the culture at the time definitely had a lot to do with how both of those looked independently and why they both look kind of similar in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think just it's funny. I'm torn, right? On one hand, I like that it's earnestly R-rated. I like that it's not really shying away from the blood and the guts and all that. I like some of its edgy elements. I like the action scenes. I like a lot of it, but I'm also noticing the way that it just sometimes shies away from going like all the way with a lot of its vampire aesthetics, that it just is like I was describing to you
still
how a
felt
lot
pretty
of
modern.
Yeah, I was describing to you how like the thing with vampire media is a lot of vampire media is kind of just gothic media, right? It's like a very specific type of aesthetic, and how this really isn't feeding into it, but it's also not really providing anything
Alternative.
nothing terribly original outside of like the Matrix kind of. And these guys, I'm sorry, you can't. It's the Wachowskis. You can't just copy their work that
you need to
easily.
like invoke something because
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you could copy aesthetics of like guns, powers, and black leathers, but like the Wachowskis said something.
You're not copying the Wachowskis that easily. You're not gonna manage it. I'm sorry. Oh, they were on some shit. They were on some shit. And they had a story that was actually very interesting and intricate in its own ways, even as it was sometimes also an excuse to string along cool action scenes together. You know, I think this one will probably actually go down as being relatively unique amongst these superhero entries, especially as we go right into X-Men, which is trying to do a more political story to some extent, where so like most superhero stories, in an attempt to like differentiate them from just your regular like action movies, right? Because superhero comics, they got arcs, they got stories, they got characters who are really well beloved. So a lot of the times they do go out of their way to like, well, let's spice up the plot a little bit and add something here and there. Let's make it more like a heist. Let's make it a bit more political. Let's or just straight up make it a like in-depth character study. Let's dig into these guys. That's like, I think, even the majority of them in a lot of the ways. This one really, really is just an action movie. And it really, really is not trying to do anything extra with the script whatsoever. And that's kind of why I think we're struggling, why we're like, yeah, it just feels like a little dull and a little out of place compared to I think some other things are going to be.
Although this
Maybe watch
movie
it.
was a big aesthetic turning point, though, for Blade's character in the comics, was it not?
It was. I'm glad you brought that up. I
Yeah.
decided to show you guys some comic pages.
It's a
'Cause I
night
was
and day
curious.
difference.
Yeah, you can pretty much exactly tell when this movie came out, because from then on it was just like, well, like before Blade was a more generic looking character, honestly. Just didn't have much of a design to him. And then suddenly, boom, it's Wesley Snipes from here on out in this exact outfit.
It's
Nothing
just
else.
Wesley Snipes.
Nothing else. You can only draw him this one way now. And honestly, good, because his original design there was nothing to it much. You know,
It was
just
very cohesive.
kind of a black man with an awkward looking afro. Nothing really special with the clothes, honestly.
No.
He had to get that trench coat to truly shine.
Hey, he's got some bomb skins in Marvel Rivals, though.
Yeah, but
So
it is
the
very much
trend
just Wesley
continues.
Snipes. Yeah, that's just
I know,
Wesley
it's
Snipes.
still Wesley
And
Snipes.
it
I'm not disagreeing.
works.
Yeah.
And it works.
It works though.
I really, as much as I've been kind of like, oh, his performance isn't anything special. Like, his stunts are amazing, and his look is the reason why we remember the character at all nowadays. Why he hasn't just completely faded into obscurity. And that has a lot to do with, one, that amazing costume choice, and two, the actor just having the presence that he does. Like,
I do love how we all agreed, though, that if we saw that outfit walking down the street, it'd be a normal outfit. Like, would not faze us at all.
Pretty normal New York outfit. I don't think the Matrix didn't like invent it from nothing.
No.
It's a pretty normal outfit in some ways. It's just it's kind of funny and edgy, but one thing I was describing to Luck, because so while I was looking around for potential homework for you guys, I looked around at some one of those like comics explained YouTube videos, which is a little easier than forcing you guys to actually read some comics. Came across a little argument in one of them about whether this, not Black Panther, should be considered like, I don't know, whatever tagline they're using for it now. Let's call it like the first like major Black superhero film. A series of qualifiers that has mostly just been used in like cultural nonsense, honestly, where I think it matters a lot less than the impact those two respective films had. I was trying to like argue with Luck of like, okay, well, not argue, but like
discuss.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like,
educate.
How much of a Black movie is Blade, actually? How much impact does this have? How much within the writing does it like feel like a Black film? Just cutting out the fact that the two leads are Black.
Yeah, which I think is roughly where you brought up the Soul example.
Yeah. I was comparing it to Soul, which is a movie that like very famously originally was not made with a Black main character in mind, and that was added later on in the process, and a lot of Black people said, we can tell. Not that it doesn't have lots of showcases of Black culture or even scenes that are really interesting on their own, but just that like the two halves of the film, the like human half versus the spirit half, feel so incredibly split that it's like, no wonder you were able to just do whatever you wanted in one half. It's more like a film writing issue, honestly, than anything.
Definitely, because I haven't seen it, well, at least not paid attention to seeing it. I've seen it in bits and pieces while the kids were over. But basically, by the looks of it, it's like, yeah, sure, you're basically on track to learn about this guy's life, wants, and stuff, and then he fucking dies. And then all of the movie is just like, oh yeah, we'll just do shenanigans in the afterlife.
So, Black Panther, which we're gonna watch in like a year probably, is so intricate and so multi-layered in its Blackness that I will unironically have to do a sizable amount of research in order to explain to you all the ways in which that is. I will
I am way too pasty to be qualified for this.
I will have to
so I will need to be educated.
Amount of research.
You could smell the caucasity off of us.
I can. I'll have to do a lot of research in order to explain that to you guys fully, and I am half considering making Sinners to be the extra homework for that. Another film from the same director, because I think that's a more interesting way to approach it personally. This is a film where, despite the fact that Blade has very much been is very much like near and dear to the hearts of a lot of Black nerds, but Blade the film is not particularly Black outside of just the two main leads being Black. There's really not much here. It's a white director, it's white writers. This, like, aesthetically, there just aren't really any choices that point to anything in particular. It's very generic. It's very white. I tip my hat to the Black fans who still keep him alive and still idolize him. But
I will say
there's
this.
not much to dig into.
Yeah, I will say this, considering what comes, well, actually, barring X-Men, a lot of the mainstay heroes that were shown, I can understand why they would latch on to him so hard.
There's not much to latch on to aside from him, right? There's just not much going on.
Yeah.
Not much in terms of Black superheroes in general, and getting them into films has been an uphill battle because comic book fans are bad.
What makes them bad?
I mean, just a lot of them are just kind of racist. Let's be real.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Let's
a
just
lot
be
of them
perfectly
just
real.
also hate women.
Yeah. You'll have a good portion of them being like, why is the new Captain America Black? Why is he Black? Why are they making it's like, it's Sam Wilson. He's been in the comics for years, since like the 80s.
Oh, it's even worse when talking about Miles.
Oh my god, the Miles conversation can get very toxic. I try and hold on.
What?
To the
They
fact
didn't
that...
like Miles Morales?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What?
Oh my
It's
god.
a
That
whole
movie, it
thing.
was so good.
Yeah.
The conversation around him can get really toxic. It really is just people who like, just don't like Black people. Like, that's the only reason.
I mean, I really love the whole message with the Spider-Man, like, anyone can be Spider-Man. Like, I love that.
Yeah, that's literally the point of the character.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these people are stupid. They're dumb. They
I'm
don't
gonna
understand
bonk
the
them.
movies they're
We
watching.
don't
Very much.
gatekeep.
They don't understand the movies they're watching. They just don't. They don't understand the comics they're reading. They just yeah. So again, it's stupid shit like that. The funny thing is though that like vampire media, and again, this is also has has its crossovers with goth media, like I said, can also be like pretty white, just in general. And people have their conversations about this, and might be a talk too big for this stream just because I didn't prepare too many points for this. But yeah, just okay. So goth spaces can oftentimes be somewhat colorist, somewhat racist in their own ways, mostly because they oftentimes associate like beauty with certain historical periods or with certain complexions, and as a result they can be kind of exclusionary. And vampire media, which largely appeals to that fan base, can often do the exact same thing. So oftentimes vampire media can be pretty exclusionary of Black people. Off the top of my head, oh my god, maybe the only other like Black vampire I could think of, aside from maybe like, I think there was like one old movie where like Mina Harker or something got reincarnated as a Black woman, and that was cool. It was older though. I might not even be reciting the plot correctly.
Gotcha.
Aside from that, you have like Louis de Lioncourt. No, you have. Oh my god, no.
Leonke?
No. Did I mix up their names? Oh no, I'm a fake
Oh, no,
fan. Oh no, I'm a fake fan. Oh no, I'm a fake fan. Oh no, kill me.
Oh, but it is different.
De Pontulac. Louis de Pontulac.
The Pontulac.
De Pontulac. it's Lestat de Lioncourt and then Louis de Pontoulour.
I'm not even gonna try to say what you just said.
Louis,
I cannot.
in the new Interview with the Vampire series, is recast as a black man from the 1920s ish. Am I right with that? Or was it more like 1890s? Oh, whatever. He was recast as a black man, and the racial elements in the Interview with the Vampire series, especially considering that the book series he's just white, were actually very well considered and are very interesting and are an interesting discussion all to their own. And it's insane that like that and Blade is still really the only two major examples I can think of a black vampire. I guess Castlevania has some vampires with melanin occasionally. But that's also
true.
That's
Like
also very
like the guy from the Americas. I'm forgetting his name.
Olrox. There's also the Egyptian woman whose name I'm forgetting again as well. Who
I would
is
die for her.
incredibly
Actually,
hot
let me-
with the pink hair.
Yeah. Also, let me rephrase it. It's not I would die for her. It's I would get killed by her
Let
and
her
say
kill me.
thank you.
Yeah, thank her for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. As you do. See, Quixby, this is what normal
I am-
sexuality
I-
looks like, Quixby.
I-
It's what
I-
normal.
No, I
That would imply that I don't have one.
Also, I like how you say this is what normal. No, this is not normal. We're dogs.
Look, that's the joke. That's the joke. We're dogs. We're absolute dogs. You and I.
Oh,
I am just woefully uneducated by how much I know vampire thing is like a lot, but I just because it's not my thing, I'm like thinking, man, there really is a lot of it out there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know,
to
I
be
want-
fair, we are not unique in the thirst.
Yeah, it's just how like I want I want Lady
can-
Dimitrescu to pick me up and spin me around and then put me in her lap and pat me on the head and call me a good girl. Sorry, was that too? sorry, I blacked out there a little bit. My man.
Listen,
look,
in the first
I understand
Castlevania,
I understand Lady Demise. I do get that one.
Mhm.
Love the attempt to pronounce her name there.
I
think
can't
you did
say
better,
it.
but
Just leave me alone.
I think you did
I don't
better,
play
but-
Resident Evil.
It's like Polish, yeah.
Good question. Oh,
I think so because there was a Polish. Maybe I'm just conflating her with the Polish YouTuber that I saw that like reviewed one of her looks, but something or other, not Anglo-Saxon in origin, the name. Anyway,
yeah.
Vampire Thirst.
Should we
What were
talk
talking
about Blade? Yeah, should we talk about Blade?
What is there left to talk about? We're like only 40 minutes in, but I legitimately feel like we exhausted everything there is. It's like it's an action movie. It's like pretty good. It's aesthetically
Listen,
interesting
this is
sometimes.
as deep as this is as deep as like Olympus Has Fallen or Transformers Bayverse.
Yeah, I mean, at least with Transformers Bayverse, I could go off and on, like on and on and on about how shit it is.
You talk about the tertiary
Yeah,
of the regular Transformers.
Yeah, I could like go on for like probably 2 hours just describing all the ways in which it disappointed me personally, and why Michael Bay ruined my life actually. But with Blade, it's like I think we're like hitting the mediocre valley a little bit with this one, right? Like it's not.
I mean, it's kind of like a
exceptionally
Godzilla movie. You watch Godzilla to see big giant creatures fight, and like.
No, I mean even Godzilla
Have
has
you seen Shin Godzilla?
Yeah, oh my god, Godzilla is such an interesting concept though, and it's historically it has so many like.
I'm not saying it's mid. I'm not saying it's mid.
No. I'm not saying I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying it's like. Yeah, I'm just saying it has a deep, interesting plot, and like a lot to dig into.
There's just not a lot of lore with Blade though. I'm not disagreeing with your point.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's literally not. I was actually literally had to tell Luck this, where I'm like, it's not a lore thing. It's not like a matter of whether it has enough lore. It literally just is like, writing 101. What are the themes? What are the character motivations? Beats, interactions, pacing, and there's just not much to talk about with much of any of it because, you know, Blade's character motivations are very simple, as are pretty much everyone else's. The conflict is straightforward. The pacing is fine.
Nothing really quite deeper to
it's
discuss.
not a bad movie.
It's like, man, should we discuss that the villains were in the right? Like, no, that's stupid. They obviously were not. I don't know. Do we discuss a deeper theme? All right, what's the deeper theme? Kill vamps.
Yeah, it's not even like the basic things that you'd expect with vampire media, which is a very missed opportunity considering this is a black protagonist, of just making it a thing of classism or racism or, you know, like Interview with the Vampire. Race dynamics are really important to that series, and it's a part of what makes that first season so interesting. Like the historical setting also really plays into the anxieties around, you know, a gay relationship in New Orleans and like and like in the 1890s 1910s time. Like it's very interesting, and the way that it like presents these
we should have seen Sinners as this one's homework.
Maybe we should have as like a contrast. I'll save that for Black Panther. I'll save that for Black Panther.
Okay.
But it's yeah, it's just historically just not historically. There's just not much to dig into as far as any of this goes. It's very straightforward. It's not bad. We are deep within the mediocre valley, I think. As I think Super Eye Patch Wolf coined that one, where it's like,
yeah, it's not bad enough where we can make fun of. It's not good enough where we can talk about it.
It's just kind of like, well, there's some good things here and there, and we could, you know, it took us 5 minutes to discuss those.
Yep, this is the definition of a C+.
Yeah, and
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it's advertised as it is. It's very direct on what it is and doesn't deviate from that too much.
If you're interested,
yeah, it's like, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not like wanting to say like, hell yeah, let's make this a regular viewing.
If you are like interested in it because of the cameo in Deadpool, or have just heard about it, you know, because Blade continues to be a relatively famous character, almost entirely thanks to this movie. You know, if you're curious, I'd say check it out. As long as you have a tolerance for kind of dumb action movies, you'll have a good time. But honestly, I'm kind of already fine with us moving on and like calling it for the day, with the caveat of we will definitely have more to say in movies 2 and 3. Almost certainly we will. Movie 3 is like famously bad.
Oh
no!
It is famously
I was hoping for the better,
deliciously
not worse.
bad. It is delightfully
Is it hate watch bad?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh,
I
man.
believe so.
Oh, okay. This sounds fun now. Actually,
oh yes, I believe so. So
it's hate watch status.
Consider this the bland, not white bread. I was gonna call it white bread. That seems inappropriate considering we're staring at Wesley Snipes' face right now. Bland brown rice appetizer. We will get into the meat of things really soon, but not before we watch X-Men, which is gonna actually be a good time. palate cleanser. I'm already like, I didn't even glance at my notes. I'm be so real.
I kind of forgot we had notes for a moment there.
I try and be good about keeping notes. I just didn't. And when I did my second viewing, I was just like, I don't think I need these. Actually, I think I just have enough to say.
My notes have doodles.
Yeah. A lot of the notes are like just looking at them. It's just like action scene happens. This plot point happens. The sets are cool. This costume design's cool. This and that, and just kind of like it's very boring. Let me see here. This is just our little like our little palate cleanser because we took our little week break.
I guess so.
We can just it's fine with that. You know, we're gonna like immediately dive head first into X-Men. Where do we wish to put this on the ranking?
Middle.
In the middle.
Whatever's middle.
Whatever's middle. Okay. Are we putting it above or below Fantastic Four?
below is what my gut is immediately saying.
Me too, honestly.
I thought I thought Fantastic Four was better than that, just because of like it had way more personality.
Yeah, so
Yeah, which is
okay.
why this movie would be below it.
So,
Yeah.
so the current rankings are Captain America 1990 director's cut, Fantastic Four 1994, Blade 1998, and then the Captain America 1990 theatrical in quotes cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
This is our current ranking. Fun thing. So I have to update the Sacred List soon again. I've been updating it as things have been released. I think they're doing a season 2 of Daredevil Born Again, and that's coming out within just a couple of days here because they want to keep me on my toes.
Mhm.
I know me and Luck. Did I ever watch season 1 of Daredevil Born Again completely with you? I know I showed you an episode.
No,
No, okay. I guess I'll be watching that on
not
my
fully.
own. I'm watching that on my own because I can't wait. I can't wait until 2028 to to watch.
Don't do
this.
that to yourself. No.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no, fair.
okay, so we ended so quickly. I'm dead ass like, what if we went right to Discord and watched X-Men 97?
I bet.
If you
All right.
guys have time. We only went on for
Wait,
an
how
hour.
long? How long is it?
We're not gonna finish it today.
It's a TV show. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. With that, how about we do our little sign offs? This is a short one. It's okay. Some of these are going to be short. Not all
Some
these
will
are
be
meant
longer.
to be. Not all these are meant to be 3 hours
Mhm.
long.
Yeah. I think we said enough.
Yeah.
Well then, lurkers, chatters, here for a little, here for a while. I thank you all the same. This is Luck bowing off. And remember, lucky days.
And 3, 2, 1.
Good
night.
night. Quick, please say an outro.
God dang it! Why do you have to say?